Here's everything that changed with Wrecking Ball in Overwatch 2. We'll start with the base stats and then go over interactions and tech afterwards. The new tank passive means that Ball and all the other tanks will get knocked back less distance, and they also feed less ult charge to the enemies that damage them, but also your own healers. Right away you'll notice that he has 100 more HP, 50 of that being armor. Also, his adaptive shields are back to 100 extra shield per enemy near him. They also increase the range on his shields, meaning the enemies can be further away and you can still get shields off of them. The cooldown and the duration are still the same, and since it's green health, it doesn't feed ult charge. There's also this nice UI centered on your screen so that you'll know how much shield to expect without having to look all the way bottom left. The UI shows 5 dots. I haven't been able to test it yet, but technically when you're facing an Ashe and she bobs, you can get shields from him as well. If you add an echo into that, you could have 7 enemies. Obviously the UI wouldn't be nice and clean if it showed 7, so I understand, but I don't know if it's capped at 5 or not. His gun's damage and rate of fire is still the same, 20 headshots or 40 body shots to kill the 200 HP bot. Slam also has the same cooldown and damage, but it also got a nice quality of life. This arrow will pop up whenever you're high enough to slam. And finally his grapple, also same cooldown, same damage. The boop distance seems to be the same, unless it's a tank, they're gonna get booped less. But with the damage passive of them having more movement speed, it looks like they get booped further than the supports. And Minefield, the size is the same and they still do 130 damage. Building the ult takes longer. Ult charge was nerfed globally, plus you don't farm as much off of their tank. This means that you have to do about 2100 damage to a tank, or 1500 to a non-tank. Tech. With it being on a new game engine, we knew that it may be possible that certain things disappear, such as wall jumping. But that's not the case. All the movement felt the same. Wall jumping wasn't any more or less consistent. I tried ult tech, like slam skipping, still doesn't work. Double and triple booping is mostly the same. It's definitely a lot harder and clunky when you're doing it on the other tanks since they don't move as far. And I couldn't test the map specific tech, like the Volskaya platforms, because Volskaya is not a map anymore, and the Hollywood elevators, because Hollywood's just not in the beta. They removed a lot of stuns, such as Brig Bash, May Freeze, Sombra Hack, Cast Flash, and you can only face one tank, so you won't ever get Sigma Rock and Hog Hook at the same time. This, plus his buff survivability, it is very easy for you to get in and out without dying. You can dive even deeper and stay longer without getting blown up. And not getting one-shot is pretty nice. Are the buffs enough for him to keep up with the other tanks? And does the UI take up too much space? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Later.